Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video title is your mindset is the lagging measure of your habits. And this video's sole purpose is for me to really press in on the importance of having positive habits. And you'll hear me talk about this in every single video, 100 videos, 100 times, because it is absolutely crucial to the point where I'm even going to take the long way home just so I can really break down the importance of positive habits. So how can your habits really affect your mindset? Well, let's get and give you some examples. So imagine you are somebody whose habits are consistently going to the casino, or your habits are consistently talking to girls and failing in conversations or feeling scared every single time you have a conversation. Imagine your habits are you, consistently trying certain things and failing. Well, to you, in your mind, you can't do much. You can't really do anything. Imagine every single time you went to the gym and your habit was trying to bench press a weight that is well above your means. Well, all you're going to have inside of your mind is a negative mindset. All you're going to do is think negatively about yourself, because your habits have shown you can't do certain things. If your habits are you only eat fast food, if your habits are you always choose the cheaper option in life, well, to yourself, all you're going to think is cheap, negative things. You can't really expand yourself. You can't really go for a higher level in life because all you know is cheap, low level lifestyle habits as well. So why is that so dangerous, and why is it so important that you crack down on these things as early as possible? It's because if you never break the habit chains in your life, the low level, cheap, bad habits in your life, you can never aspire to be more and achieve more. One beautiful lesson my mother has taught me is, even if it is slightly more expensive, don't go for the cheaper option. Don't go for it. For example, when I first started to really eat steak and started to buy it for myself, I was like to my mum, I can't be bothered to go, I'd rather go Aldi because it's cheaper. And she said to me, don't do that. You're not that type of person. And I'm thinking, what is she talking about? It's just steak. But it's because once it starts there, if I say, okay, let me choose the cheaper option for the steak, and you might look at that and say, it doesn't really matter, and it's just steak, like, it doesn't really matter. But to me, for example, the quality of steak in Sainsbury's tastes a lot better. I may be crazy, but I'm happy to pay that extra price just to get that improved taste. And I might get 1 million hate comments just from that one statement, but I'm a down a high hill. However, to full circle it back to the main point, which is don't choose the cheaper option, that is something that was installed in me, and I'm happy my mum installed that to me, because it shows that even if I can afford the more expensive option and the cheaper option, just for the mindset purposes, lean towards the more expensive option. And of course, it's not saying, okay, you can either choose something that costs £50 or something that costs £1,000. No, don't be crazy. But if the quality is actually improved, where you're paying £50, £100 rather than £50, lean towards that, because all it does is improve your mindset. Or let's say, for example, you sometimes enjoy, like, let's say, for example, you live frugal for the majority of your time, and then time to time you splash out a little bit. Do that, because the whole point is you need to have exposure from things that you don't really have a lot of exposure from as frequently as possible, because you don't want to get to the stage where you're like, okay, then all I know is cheap, all I know is low level stuff, because you'll get stuck there. And that's the last thing you want. The reason why so many people get used to staying in their job, they don't really want to break free or try different things or take the risk, is because they don't know about it. It's not part of their mind. It doesn't even exist for them. And you can't blame them, because all their habits have been centered around cheap, low-level things. But the reason why risk takers keep on taking more risks, the reason why the rich keep on getting richer, the reason why fit people keep on getting fitter, is because that's part of their habits. It's because that's all they know. So the whole point is, the more you know, the more you will know. But the less you know, the less you will know. Because you can't grow if you don't even know how to grow. And you never experienced growth, ever. You'll be stuck in the exact same position. You'll be in a plateau phase that you can never break out of, until one day you make a conscious decision to say, okay, then let me get out of it. Which is why it is so important that you understand that your mindset is the lagging measure of your habits. You can only think as well as you do. If you've never experienced growth before, if you've never experienced expansion before, your mind won't allow you to think about it. The only reason you see a lot of people have such courageous and ambitious goals is because of the things that they've experienced in their life. if you've never done that before, you can never really dream about having those sort of things. People will be weighing other people down. People will be saying to other people, you can't do this, you can't do that, because they've never been able to do it. They've never experienced it. They've never even thought about it. It's not even tangible to them. It doesn't even exist to them. Which is why you must be the person to experience it. You must understand, okay, from time to time, let me go and do this or let me go and do that. Like, for example, I have a monthly budget. I track my money, but I store a specific certain amount of my wage towards self-care, towards a luxury centre of my life. Because I know for a fact that if I keep working this job and I never spend something towards some sort of mindset booster, I'm not saying, okay, go and spend all your money and get broke on buying luxury things and living out your means. No, obviously, be smart with your money. But I think also being smart with your money is investing in something that will cause your mind to have an expansion mindset, to have a growth mindset. For example, let's say, your gym costs you currently, I don't know, £50 a month. Or let's say, because a lot of people's gyms cost them like £30 a month, but you spend £20 or £30 on getting drunk on the weekend, every single weekend, or you spend, sorry, I'm going to take out my shoe because I got something in my shoe, or you spend, I don't know, a certain amount of your money towards doing dumb stuff. I say to you, pay for a more expensive gym. Pay for a gym that costs you maybe £200 a month or £150 a month. You might look at me and say, Dearenee, you're crazy. But if you have the money to do it, I say do it, rather than going out and doing dumb stuff. Like, if you spend, I don't know, if you was to check your finances, and I think I'm going to leave the link inside of the description as well, because it is important that a lot of you guys check your finances. Inside of my free school community, I have my monthly budget tracker, which I created for the gold echelon of my school community. But I think if you guys join my free school community, you can get access to that. And I believe every single one of you should check your finances. It's one of the smartest things you can possibly do. I've found mystery money out of nowhere from starting to track my finances. And yeah, it's crucial that you guys check your finances. I can't tie my shoelace. No, I'm gonna put you on that. Yeah, track your finances. Yeah, and the thing about this is that when you track your finances, you'll see, hold on a minute, I have a lot of money. Like, you could be earning a specific amount and you're like, hold on a minute, where's all my money going? Because you're not tracking. And when you start tracking, you see, hold on, I can actually afford this gym. It's more expensive, but the gym comes with a high level of people. The gym comes with a sauna. The gym comes with a full spa retreat. Pay for the extra price. You pay for that, and now suddenly your mindset has changed completely. You're no longer at your cheap gym only doing bodybuilding. You are now doing fitness classes, strength and conditioning classes. You are going to the spa after. You are talking to high level people and they're giving you examples of how their life has changed. Your guys are talking about business plans. You're doing all these sorts of things. That is how you truly change your life, because you start to get that exposure to a different level of life. For example, when I used to be a waiter, an agency waiter, I'm going to take the really long way because I'm enjoying this video. When I used to be a waiter, people used to say to me, why are you doing this job? It makes no sense. Like, I never forget when me and my friends were dropshipping and I was making X amount of money when I was dropshipping and I was still doing those waiting shifts. One of my boys was like, what are you doing? You're wasting your time. But I said, it's just for that exposure in life. When I was doing those shifts, I'd be getting sent to central London. I'd be getting sent to mega mansions outside of London. I'd be getting sent to all sorts of places. A lot of the locations where I've done framing and taking pictures for myself, for my Instagram, were those type of locations that I was sent when I was doing waiting. And the reason why is, that's the type of things that they were showing you. And every single time I did those shifts, I was like, I love these shifts. Not even because I enjoyed being a waiter, but because I love the exposure. I loved seeing things that people have actually achieved before. Like, I got sent to this mega mansion, so I think it was Ipswich. And the day when I was working there, it was when they had a car show. Some of you might know this place. I think it was called Gilling House or something like that. It was actually Gillingham or something like that. When I was at this place and I'm seeing all these supercars, I saw so many cars. I think I saw like 5 Bugattis. I took pictures of myself with there. I saw a air bomber inside this person's back garden. I saw a super lake. I saw so many things there. And I'm seeing all this. I'm like, this is different levels of exposure. This just shows me that, okay, it's actually possible for someone to achieve. These things actually exist. And that's what you need to be seeing in your life. You need to have these levels of exposure, because if you never see them ever, you won't think they exist. You won't think it's possible. A lot of people who see rich people, they'll be like, oh, it's a scam. They did it unethically. They did all these sorts of things by doing illegal things. But there's actually genuine people who made genuine money without being unethical, without being illegal. Like, of course, there's some sort of traits that you may not like that they have. Like, some rich people are very arrogant, or some rich people are very selfish, but some of these are traits that you have to adopt to be able to get to the top. So you can't really be that mad. But once again, to full circle it, you need that level of exposure. You need to be able to see it's actually possible for you to achieve certain things in this life. And when you see that, you're like, hold on a minute, I can actually improve my mindset. If you can't imagine yourself doing certain things, if you can't see yourself doing certain things, I'm going to tell you guys my motto. And my motto is, with enough time and enough mistakes, I can achieve anything I put my mind towards. And the reason why I believe that so wholeheartedly is because of the exposure I've seen in my life. I've seen myself play good at football, play good at basketball, play good at hockey, play good at what other sports? Be good in some sorts of fights, fighting styles, boxing, Muay Thai. I've seen myself be pretty decent, get pretty good at swimming. I've seen myself be good at gaming. I've seen myself be good at anything I put my mind towards. I see myself be pretty decent. That's not an ego thing. It's just, I don't want to say it's just the truth, but it's just the truth. Let's just be honest. It's just the truth. You wouldn't know because you're not in my life, but it's just the truth. The majority of things that I put my mind towards, I become good at. That's just it. And that's why I so heartedly believe that. I believe my motto because of the evidence which I've seen, because of the exposure in my mind. And I need every single one of you to get that level of exposure for yourself. Because when you get a level of exposure, you'll be able to create your own motto. You'll be able to say to yourself, okay, anything that I put my mind towards, I can actually do. Anything that I think I put my heart towards, I can do. And that's all it takes. All it takes is a level of exposure where you say to yourself, I can do literally anything that I put my mind towards. But your mindset will never manifest or grow to that stage if you never get that exposure, if you never take that first step, if you never allow yourself to do that. Which is why I want to hammer it into you that it is so important that you have positive habits. You have habits that allow your mindset to grow. You have habits that allow you to think the same way I think. It all stems from your habits. Whether you start getting yourself into the gym, whether you start going to even a more expensive gym, which I highly recommend, or you just start going up to central London and start doing 3 things, or whatever city you're in, you start doing 3 things with a different level of people. You get a different level of exposure. Imagine you are somebody, let's say you're a young black guy, and all you know is gang life, gang violence. Well, you don't even understand that there's so much more for you to do in your life. And that's one thing I never knew. Because when I was growing up, all I knew was drugs, sex, money, girls. Then I started realizing, hold on a minute, I like playing chess. And I play chess a lot. Okay, then I started listening to jazz as well. I'm like, hold on a minute, I actually want to play saxophone one day. And I'm like, hold on a minute, I'm doing my waiting shifts. I'm seeing money is everywhere. And you can actually make money from so many different fields and sectors. And then I started looking at content. I started doing all sorts of other things. And I'm like, hold on a minute, you can genuinely change your life by changing your mindset. That's all it takes. And the way you change your mindset is by changing your habits. That is all it takes. Even the smallest bit of exposure can ignite a flame inside of you where you think, okay, I can change my life. That is all it takes, literally. I think I can go on for this video for like 7 days, realistically. This type of video where you sit at a campfire and me and you talk for hours and just get excited. But I highly recommend you guys join my free school community. I'm going to be doing group calls. I don't know how frequently, but quite frequently. And if you have any more questions about this, we can talk about it. The link is inside the description. My free ebook, The Art of the Identity Shift. I break things down like this inside of that book. Link is also inside the description. But I think I'll make this video go on for too long and I need to get home. I'm quite hungry. But other than that, thank you for watching today's video, guys. Like and subscribe. Other than that, enjoy your day.